much to the top of the camera.
Good morning. It's Sacred Space Sunday. Hey, Nee, we got something new for him, right?
What do you mean? So he likes to just put stuff on me and wants me to follow up, and I'm like,
Yeah, why wouldn't I do it like that?
What's
Okay.
new? What's new?
Let's see. We should be. I don't hear it. Let's see if we can bring it in.
Oh, nothing. Did you click the button?
I clicked the button. Let me see. Let me try clicking the button again. Let me refresh it. Maybe I need a refresh. Listen. Here we go.
The old press play.
The old press play.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Sacred Space Sunday.
Hey, this is groovy. Now, you found this song on Spotify. Not Spotify, on SoundCloud.
No, SoundCloud. Yeah.
Shout out to Mona Wonderlick. Mona Wonderlick. At Mona Wonderlick. Shout out. The song was called Redeem. Yeah. So it's Sunday. It is February 21st. Right? The 21st.
21st.
7 more days in February. All the Aquarians out there, man, y'all got birthdays. Make sure y'all put his birthday in the chat, man. We want to shout out to some birthday folks. Hello, Naonu Oshan.
Hello. Long time no hear, no see, but the love is still there.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sacred Space Sunday.
Welcome to Sacred Space Sunday. Mona Wonderlick Redeem song playing in the background. Now, as you're tuning in, as you're tapping in, we already see we got some folks that joined us in the chat. If you haven't joined us in the chat, come on and jump in the chat. We want to hear from you, right? Put a heart in there. Give us some love, right? Or your favorite emoji. If you're on Twitch, your favorite emote. If you're on YouTube, whatever you can do on YouTube, just let us know you're here, man. Let us know you're here. How you feeling this morning? We want to hear from you. How you want to hear? I got it. It is a high volume. I don't know how to do the volume on this thing, though. So we'll have to figure that out next time. Oh, man, you gotta love technology, man. I love my baby. She looking pretty today. Woo! Now, you look like you just had a birthday or something.
I did.
You did.
Age of Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius.
And the Pisces, but love to all the February babies. If you're a February baby or you want to shout out a February baby, put their name in the chat.
Yeah, good morning, Latanya Johnson. Good morning, Cheryl DC Joy. Facebook user, you like the music? Yeah, we like it too. Redeem by Mona Wonderlick. We have to give them a shout. So look, we don't have to worry about turning it down because it is over. It is over.
Sorry, Auntie. I think that's your Wi-Fi that's frozen. I feel pretty live and moving about right now.
Let's do a quick move just to see. Yeah, we move.
Morning, Treva D. Good morning, Treva D.
Yeah. Hey, let's just get a little bit of that song one more time. One more time. I like that. That's a good one.
Get the energy flowing.
While my auntie gets unfrozen from Wi-Fi.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of folks that was frozen this week. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna get to what's happening with the energy in the world. Woo! You know what? I gotta stand up.
Put Sunny in the chat. Put
Let me
Sunny
get
in the
stand
chat.
up.
If it's sunny where you are, put Sunny in the chat. If the ground is becoming unfrozen where you are, put unfrozen in the chat. It's sunny where we are, and we are becoming unfrozen.
Yeah, baby. Let's get this energy right, man. I had to get up out my seat. You can't have a song like that and just be sitting down. One more again, yeah. Auntie said it's frozen for her as well. What's going on? That ain't cool. Good morning. It's sunny and slightly unfrozen. Okay, MB3rd.
Let's make sure we got windows closed that don't need to be open.
I'm checking it out now. Maybe I'll close this.
Charlotte is sunny. Glad to hear it, Charlotte. Slightly unfrozen in B3rd.
Charlotte is sunny. That's dope.
It is sunny. We love it.
Yeah. Auntie is frozen for me. Okay, well, we're going to get that fixed. Hopefully, she got to go out and come back in again. Okay, all good now. Yeah. What is a Sacred Space Sunday without my auntie? So we see a few folks are going out, coming back in. Let's get this thing right. Sometimes Twitch might do that a little bit on you. Sometimes you just got to refresh your browser by going out and coming back in. But welcome, wherever you're tuning in from, we welcome you. We're excited that you're here, right? We've got a really amazing discussion today, right? We're picking back up on trust. So before I jump into that, let me just tell you, if this is your first time here, this is the Niyah Center. Welcome to the Niyah Center, right? The Niyah Center is an interfaith and empowerment community, right, that recognizes and embraces the pluralism of traditions. Yeah, that's right, the pluralism. I have to look that word up because it's specific to traditions and religion. I asked my wife, I said, can I put a substitute for pluralism? She said, absolutely not. He's a theologian, y'all, so the pluralism of traditions is what we celebrate and recognize here at the Niyah Center. We look to transform society through interreligious engagement, holistic wellness, integrated life programs, and social activism, right? Now, I'm sure that, there's something you could get your cup of tea, as they say, we're going to spill the tea. I don't know if I use that appropriately or not, Nate. Probably not. You can take that banner off the screen I left up there. I apologize. Appropriately, let me give you some tea on the Niyah Center on Sacred Space Sunday. Sacred Space Sunday, we educate, engage, and empower one another through interactive interfaith conversation. It's simple. Let me say it one more time. On Sacred Space Sunday, we educate, engage, and empower each other through interactive conversation, right? Interactive interfaith conversations. You say, what is interfaith? Our interfaith means it doesn't matter where you come from, what your tradition is, how you were raised. We welcome it all. We're not here to convince or convert, right? We're here to share, right? Our conversations draw from insights of sacred texts, ancient wisdom, and ethical principles, right? And who can't use some ethical principles right about now, right? To light the path to individual and collective insight and action. So Sacred Space Sundays, man, it's probably the best place to be on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's what I think. I'm biased, but I can say it because we're through with humble bragging. Now, let me just do some introductions, right? If it's a birthday today, let us know. If you got a birthday this week or since the last Sacred Space Sunday or one coming up, since one coming up, then let us know, right? Just put it in the chat. Somebody's birthday, let's celebrate them. Help us to celebrate them. They get to be celebrated. Second thing, right? If it's your birthday, put your name in the chat. Don't be shy. My man Keith Murray, we call him AKA Priest. Shout out Keith Murray, had a birthday yesterday on February 20th. Absolutely, man. Birthdays, we want to celebrate you. Now, here's the chat. Here's how it works. Naomi and I are sitting up here. It's kind of like we're in the church, but ain't nobody else in the church physically with us, right? So the way that we know that you're feeling what we're saying, you're hearing what we're saying, you got a thought, is by the chat. So right now, just so we can see that it's working, go ahead and celebrate your birthday is July 20. So let's celebrate now. Okay, Facebook user. I love it.
We only call you Facebook user, but happy early birthday.
Yeah, you gotta give StreamYard permission to use your name. You can just click it to give it permission to use your name and it'll show us your name. But that was hilarious. July 20th. I love it. I think my man Andre Charles LaShawn Walker had a birthday last week too. Man, happy birthday, Andre. That's a lot to type in the chat, Nate. Andre Charles LaShawn Walker. That's a lot to say. Okay. Yeah, we'll celebrate with you too, brother. But the reason we want to say that we like to have the chat interactive is because we know how you're feeling, right? That's where we get our energy from. So, put your favorite emote or emoji in the chat or put a heart in it. If you're on Twitch and you subscribe to Twitch on you subscribe to the Niyah Center on Twitch. Use one of our emotes, right? Or if you subscribe to another channel, use one of their emotes. If you're on Facebook and you got your phone, maybe you're checking it out on your phone, put one of your emojis in there. It doesn't make it. Just let us know that you're here. A heart, some kind of a one or anything, so we can get this chat really going and really popping. Happy birthday, ACLW. Okay, happy birthday. Yes, that's Andre Charles and Sean Walker. Absolutely. Yes. And how do you say your friend's name, Naomi?
Osahar.
Osahar. Happy birthday, Osahar. Thank you, Cheryl DC Joy. We see your love. We appreciate you. So, my wife Naomi, the beautiful lady on the other side of the screen, is the executive director, the spiritual director, soon to be theologian, May 21st, right? Soon to be. Oops. I got to keep that quiet. Let her make her own announcements. But this lets you know she's doing some big things in the world. She's doing some big things in the world. And we're grateful because she brought us to Niyah Center, right? She brought us to Niyah Center. Let me get this out of the screen. She brought us to Niyah Center. This is her idea. And we brought it to life, right? And we help. Grateful to be here every other Sunday. Just really she's also a Juris Doctorate. She's an MBA. Yeah, I'm bragging on, you know. She just had a milestone birthday on February 10th. And so she's doing some big things. She is the director of the Niyah Center. Some of y'all probably already know her. Yes. And then my name is Mark Christmas. Yes. Like the holiday, I bring joy. I bring presents. Sometimes, depending if you're on the naughty or nice list, I know I got the direct line to the knowing of naughty or nice list. But either way, I'm our director of holistic wellness. So some of you may say, what's holistic wellness? Whole. HOLISTIC. It means the entire being, right? Your mental, your physical, your spiritual, your financial. If any of those things have got some stress in it, it's probably affecting your ENERGY. Woo! I've been waiting to get to that all day. Wait, we know that Texas had some energy outages, right? That there were some things, but Texas ain't the only place that's running low on energy, because really energy can be substituted. Love is a form of energy. Money is a form of energy. Your health is a form of energy. So there's some folks that's got some power outages today. Ooh, don't let me. It ain't my turn to preach Sunday. But look, hey, just want to let you know, we're going to come. We're here to help you. In Holistic Wellness, we look to help you get your energy right. Right? Don't be like Texas, man. Now, Texas had nothing to do with the weather, so shout out to my people in Texas. Now, please don't take it in any disdain. I've got family and friends and loved ones in Texas, and we're praying for them and thinking of them and want the best for them. But I'm talking about, don't be like the people that made decisions that could have done something to have the energy be in place, right? You can get your energy charged up. We can help you with that. He can't help it, y'all. Woo! All right, now. We had some any other birthdays. Somebody said you got a birthday twin. Who is the birthday twin?
It's either the same Facebook user or a different one.
Okay. All right. Well, shout out to the birthday twins. We had nobody else put any birthdays in the chat, so we're going to go ahead and say, oh, Nikki Bravo, I see the love there. I see the blood. I see the love. Okay. And Ellie's nice. I think I get that right. Ellie's nice. Yes, Ellie, you are nice. Thank you. So if you want to join us live in the studio, right? If you do want to, we do have space. You want to be in here on Sacred Space Sunday, join us live, please just look at the email. We're going to put it up in a second. You'll see the banner going across the bottom. You can contact us at the Niyah Center at Gmail, right? And just join us live. And we'd love to have you there. If you want to be a sponsor, right? You say, I got the FAMU jacket hanging up in the background. They're not sponsoring us, y'all. We just give them a shout out to them. But you want to be a sponsor, we got space for you. You see the Niyah logo up in the right-hand corner on your screen right now. We got space to use your logo, to talk about it. We'll give you a shout out, send some followers your way, right? Maybe some purchasers. Maybe you're launching a new book, or you got a product you want to get out there, right? You got a website you want people to visit. Join us, join the conversation or sponsorship. Just reach out to us at the Niyah Center at gmail.com. That's how you can connect with us. Absolutely. Maybe you want us to support you in your growing your influence, right? We'd love to support you in growing your influence, right? See what we can do to support your followers and your network, right? What's the word that we were talking about yesterday, babe? You're not on screen. Okay.
Sharing ecosystems.
Yeah, we want to help you with your ecosystem, right? We want to help you with your ecosystem. If you don't know what it is, just contact us and we'll tell you more about how we can help you with your ecosystems. But yeah, educate, engage, empower, right? All around uplifting and creating a community that has the world to be different. All right. Reiki services. Woo! Reiki, shout out to man. I had some new clients last week, and she put a review on the site that she found me at called Thumbtack. It just really just touched my heart. She never had Reiki before. She didn't know what it was. She said, "How is this thing gonna work when we're not even in the same place? You mean I'm just gonna tune in on Zoom?" I said, "If you could just trust me and be open to experience what it is, I'm I'm sure you're gonna. I don't know what you're gonna get, but I'm sure you're gonna get something." Man, she done sent her mother to me, her daughter to me, and everybody since then. But basically, what Reiki is, it creates a deep state of relaxation. So if you got some kind of stress in your life that's causing some dis-ease or discomfort, physical, mental, emotional, just check me out. Hit me up, right? Find me on the DM. Send us an email at Gmail. You can mark MARC Christmas. Facebook. I'm really easy to find, right? Mark with a C. Mark Christmas, and I'd love to support you in the conversation to see what we can do to get your energy flowing, right? We don't want no energy outages, no power outages, so we can get you recharged, get you connected to that source, that all-powerful source. All right. Now, if you haven't checked us out on Facebook, or our All Verse community group, curated by Angela Skeet Davis. Shout out to Angela Skeet Davis. We're holding you in our heart and prayers. She puts together just some wonderful posts. Now it's open for anybody to share in All Verse. It's an open community that's all about uplifting the world. It's been around for a few years. It's got a few thousand members worldwide. And we did invite you to check it out. You know, it's no rules except for it just needs to be uplifting. It could be a picture, it could be a song, it could be a poem, it could be something that you up to that you want others to know about. Maybe Latanya Johnson, you want to tell people about these wigs, right? Particularly right now, man, people probably can use some support with their hair. Like we should be seeing that kind of stuff, or it's available for us to see that kind of stuff in Allverse if you so choose. So Allverse group on Facebook, check us out. And then, if you haven't made the switch to Twitch, come on over. Switch to Twitch. Let me see. I see we got a few folks on Twitch right now. So hopefully, Facebook is not blocking us. There's no reason they should be blocking us. But if you haven't made the switch to Twitch, come on over to Twitch. Have some fun. We got nice emotes here. Happy Sunday, Angela Skeet Davis. Thank you, baby. You know, we got things like Nee-yah. Put that clip that up there. That's my favorite. So it might be a little hard to see because it's small, but it's me with headphones saying clip that, right? Now, what is clip that? Yeah, there it is. That's my thing right there. What is clip that? Clip that is simply if you hear something that you're like, oh, that's funny. Oh, that was good. That's a good one. You clip it. It'll save 30 seconds. You just hit the little, you know how they have like, cut the directors, whatever those little things are, the director thing. It's an icon in the top corner on Twitch. You hit that and it'll save a 30-second clip. You can share that clip. You can save it on our page for other people to check it out. You can do a number of things. You can have some fun there. But follow us on Twitch. We have commercials during the live stream. Hey, we might, man. We getting our following up, right? Twitch is supporting us. We're growing in our community on Twitch. We're growing our community on YouTube. And so wherever you are, we appreciate your support. If you want to support us financially, we're looking to upgrade our equipment, right? With capital improvements. So we don't have a building fund, but we do have a capital fund. We have a capital fund. We want to get some better sound equipment, some better visual equipment, so you can see us real good and clear. Like Nays, see how bright and sunny her picture is. We want to get some cameras so I can match her, right? I can match her, and y'all can see the details on this 3-piece suit I'm kicking right now. Yeah, I know. I like to brag. I have loved to brag. I can't help it, Nay. I've been doing the Peloton workouts, and my man, shout out to Alex Toussaint on Peloton. He said, no more humble bragging, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get to celebrate being great. You look better, you feel better, you do better. Woo! And that's the way I am right now, man. I've been doing about 4 weeks on these exercises, about 5 days a week, and it's working, y'all. Look, I got this suit all the way. I even got the pants on with it today. I don't have to have the sweatpants because I can close the pants now. So yeah, man, I'm feeling better, I'm looking better, and I'm doing better. Yeah, see, you shake your head meaning no, meaning yes, right? That's what that is, a no meaning yes. you, Ellie. See, Ellie, I see you've been doing some things too. Looking good, looking good. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me see what else I get off. See, I did like what's my man, President Biden. You get off script, you never know what he might say. Let me get back on script. I got a script right here. Back to
At
the
least
script.
when Biden go off script, he's like, I'm gonna get in trouble, y'all. They gonna get me later, y'all. Okay, yeah. He said that must be about 4 or 5 times in the speech. Yeah, see, I'm about to get in trouble.
He did.
But he can't stop himself either. We smile and shake our head and appreciate you for who you are.
Oh my goodness! Let me take these glasses off. They all reflected, and I'm looking. Hey, shout out to Mary Kay. Mary Kay, my little niece. Not my niece, my cousin. Inez Jones, the director at Mary Kay. She sent me some little eye cream. I don't know if my little eyes are getting better, but my mama, she watched the show. She say 2 things. Did you use the Bible scripture? And why your eyes look like you ain't getting no sleep? Right? So hopefully the eye cream is a little work. I can pat it out twice a day with a little eye cream. I don't know, y'all. I'm giving you some behind the scenes. TMI is what my wife will say. TMI. Anyway, let me keep going. We talked about YouTube. We talked about Facebook. All Verse Thursdays. Whoo! Boy, if you ain't seen All Verse Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Thursday night Eastern time, you are missing it, right? We've had some dynamic artists. This week, we've got Professor, I got to pick his name up. Ola Domini, right? He's a brother. He's a professor at a college. He's a theologian. He's an artist. He's a poet. He's an activist. He wrote a thing called the Elegy for George Floyd, which was a really powerful piece. And I actually heard it playing in my wife's one of her classes in her divinity school last semester. And I said, who was that brother? I got to connect with him. So he's coming up as our guest this Thursday on All Verse Thursday. Basically, we bring artistry, right? They share their verse. And we also have some organic conversation about their journey with their purpose. And it is an amazing space on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Then Sacred Space Sunday. We're coming back to you Sacred Space Sunday. The next live Sacred Space Sunday is going to be March the 7th, right? March. We already almost with 7 days from March. So March the 7th, the next live Sacred Space Sunday. Oh, that's also 3 days before my second dose. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you, I got vax. What a sticker at? Yeah. I know folks feel a lot of kind of ways. I don't, and I'm not saying you should. But there you go. Boom.
You just got to explain why you got vaxxed. How did you get vaxxed?
I'm gonna explain. Give me some time, baby. Slow your roll, as they say. Slow your roll, Nate. Oh no. No, I got vaxxed for 2 reasons. Well, the reason I got vaxxed is because I've been teaching, right? And in Howard County in Maryland, they've moved teachers up, so we're in Group 1B. But they've also not only put them in the group to get vaccines,
because you're going back into the classroom.
They're getting vaccines. They put vaccines aside for the teachers can actually get them. So we know there's a lot of states. There's 22 states where teachers aren't even on the list to get vaccines yet. They are not even on the list. So shout out to all our teachers. I know Chicago's been going through it. You've been seeing them on the news. There's a lot of places where they're saying.
When are you going back in the classroom, Mark?
We go back in the classroom March 1st here in Howard County. March 1st. I think DC started last month. I think Chicago started last month. And there's been a lot of folks there's just a lot of anxiety with the teachers, right? There's a lot of anxiety with the students. And so just if you know a teacher, you got a teacher in your network, just send them some love. Send them a text to say thank you. Let them know you're thinking about them, right? They are the projectors of our future, right? They're the protectors of our future. They're the proprietors of our future, and so very important. And I've been blessed to this last, I don't know, it was 7 months now to be a teacher here in the Howard County school system. And they just poured so much into me. So, but the other reason I got vaxxed is because I haven't seen my mother in a year and a half. And she's got her first dose. So what this is created an opportunity for me to see each other. And I know that, I was back and forth on, should I do it? I heard the things about Tuskegee. I mean, all of these, I seen the YouTubes. They say what might possibly be. And so I just had to say, you know what, it's worth it if it's an opportunity that I can actually see face to face, right? Without worrying if I may have brought her or if she may pick something up from me traveling all these, hundreds of miles to get to see her. So I'm looking forward to making that happen as well. So yeah, I got vaxxed, y'all. I haven't had anything other. I was tired for a couple of days, but other than that, no complications, right? No complications. All right, Nee, I'll
So
run
the
through.
message is when your turn comes, go get vaccinated. When your
Okay.
term comes, go get vaccinated.
That's the message. You heard it. You heard it from Nail News, straight from Nail News. So, Nay, I it's not my turn to talk on Sundays. Well, it always is my turn to talk because I just talk. So, what did Daniel tell us years ago? Oh, I love to. You see, you know what I like to do? I love to talk. I'm a talker. Daniel, I'm with you. Shout out to my man Daniel Leak, man. We went to Holy Cow. Now, I don't know if y'all heard of Holy Cow, where you Google it, but they combine ice cream and cookie dough. I know when I heard it, I was like, that doesn't sound like an awesome combination. But we went, and I will tell you, it was one of the most amazing food experiences that I've had in a very long time, man. Shout out to Holy Cow, man, which we had a really great time. But as we know, we're here, right? We want to warm it up. We want to get ready to open the space up for our topic, loving yourself first and trusting truth. And as we get ready to bring ourselves into this space and place, I want to invite Naonu back into the screen to just open us up with a meditation. And then why don't you just lead right into your conversation?
Great. So welcoming everyone to Sacred Space Sunday. Hopefully, if you were here for the song, you got some movement in your body. And so let's just start there. Let's just start there with just feeling our body, just like literally feeling our body and whatever it's bringing, whether it's joy, whether there's some little grooves that ain't so grooving today, some quirks that are just feeling a little extra quirky today, or you're acknowledging that I'm feeling no pain. Wherever you are in your body, let's just take a moment to acknowledge it. Breathing in a deep breath that reflects the presence of our being. Breathing out a deep breath, reflecting the presence of our being. And if you got some grooves that ain't so groovy today, breathe directly into those spots. 2, 3 deep breaths right into those areas that ain't feeling so great. And if you're able to take a deep breath throughout your full body and breathe out, and you're feeling no pain, take a moment to be one with that great blessing. For that alone, all in this moment is perfect. Again, we always say here, if you're breathing in this moment, everything is possible. All the possibilities lie open and wide in your life if you are breathing in this moment, because you are still here. And the universal presence within you, the source of all sufficiency that sustains you, your source, your support, your supply, coursing through your veins, breathing each breath, constantly creating, infinitely unfolding, doing a great work in your life. And with each breath, we stand in that recognition. We stand in gratitude. And this is why we can say, even when it don't feel all good, it can still all be good. And we're going to talk a little bit more. If there is any discomfort, dis-ease, how you can find faith in the midst, in the stream, What is your source of comfort? Your source of ease? How do we get on the other side? So just take another deep cleansing breath in. And one more. I give thanks for Sacred Space Sunday. I give thanks for all that are viewing this program now and in the future. I call this moment blessed, and I call all of those that are in earshot of my voice blessed. And I send blessings to the entire planet, to every being. May all be blessed. May all be free from suffering. May all be happy. May those that are in the power to get these vaccinations around the globe tear down the barriers, the emphasis on capitalism, the desire to protect your formulas at the cost of human lives. Let this be the moment that the world decides that humanity is greater than capitalism, to allow these formulas to be open and accessible to every being on the planet that wants access. Let it be so, and let it be now. We send blessings for all of those who are hurting, who are grieving, who feel alone, who feel unseen and unheard, knowing that in this moment, all of those in earshot of my voice, we hear you, we see you. Vibrationally, we send you love and blessings, and we hold you in the space that connects us all. In oneness, love, and joy, I send this out into the law, knowing its action is already done in the name of God that goes by so many names. And so it is. Amen and Ashe.
Hey, thanks for the sub, Auntie, for the 3-month subscription on Twitch. We appreciate that, DJC Sharp. Thank you for the bits. Bits are basically like ways of tipping. Nate, thank you for that meditation and prayer. Really brought me present in a way that I look forward to this section of Sacred Space Sunday. I really do. Regardless of who's leading the talk, I look forward to this section because it does something from a centering standpoint that just like, okay, had some fun. Now it's time to be fed, to be poured into, to not only be poured into, to pour into, or whatever that looks like. The last time we had this conversation, we talked about trust, right? To resist understanding, surrender totally. That's the 5 letters that could change your life. Trust, Trust. We talked about Miss Johnson wanting to step on the rope to get to the other side, to get to that caramel cake, but not really sure if she really trusted that she can do it. And we talked about how trust shows up, right? Trust is different than belief because it's easy to believe. It doesn't require action. Trust is an action word. It's a verb, right? You got to put yourself on the line, put your butt on the line, in other words, to get in action, even when you don't know. You can't figure out like how it's going to happen, how it's going to get done. And so we had a lot of folks that were really talking about how trust has showed up. We talked about doing the trust fall, like standing in front of your bed, crossing your hands over your heart and just leaning back, without resistance and falling in. I don't know if any folks had a chance to do it, but, Nay and I, we talked about it. Now, I know even the first time I did, I kind of hesitated. My knees locked up a little bit before I fell back. And so really just unlocking your knees and just falling back and trusting. And so I'm excited to hear that the download that's going to come through you as you to us today with loving yourself first and trusting truth. That's a powerful topic. Come on, baby.
Yeah, so I'm curious if anyone else tried the trust fall from Mark's last talk. As he shared, I did do the trust fall, and I don't know why. I must have been talking on my phone or chatting or something, doing something with my phone before I did it. Because as I was standing there and beginning to fall back, I started, where is my phone? Did I leave my phone on the bed? Am I about to fall on my phone? And so my mind was not clear. I was just like, now I still fell back because, again, I'm a doer and I committed, I'm going to fall back. But I was like, am I about to bust my back on this phone?
Yeah, if you did the trust fall, just put a 1 in there. If you did it, put a 1 in the chat. If you didn't do the trust fall, put a 0. If you don't know what we're talking about, put a 0. Just got to get a feel for who did the trust fall.
There is still an opportunity. So I had to do mine a second time. The phone was nowhere near the bed. I don't know. I think that was my mind just creating something to have me be in resistance. And so I did it again the second time with clarity of mind, complete surrender. And it was a beautiful moment. So yeah. So the trust fall, basically it's, you stand next to your bed, you release everything, trusting in the truth of your being, as we're going to talk about today, and in demonstration and in gratitude and in honor of that trust, and releasing whatever it may be that is causing barriers in your life, those things that you're conscious of and those things that you're unconscious of. In that moment, releasing all of it and just falling back on your bed. Now you're falling back on your bed, so you should be like, oh, that's all good. That's no problem.
Right, now, to be clear, you're not standing on top of your bed. You're just standing, your bed's behind you.
Yeah, next to your bed.
Right, she said, who's supposed to catch you? So the bed catches you, Lisa. The same bed that catches you every night. Exactly. And so that's the beauty of it, the trust fall, because if you just do it without anything in mind, just to see what it feels like, right? And then you want to put something in your mind that you're finding yourself struggling with trusting, whether it's how am I going to get through next week? What's going to happen with my child? What's going to happen with this decision I got to make? Whatever that is, you're going to put that in your mind and then just release it to the universe and fall back.
Right. Now, I want to be particular again about this because this is something you can do and should incorporate as a practice and a tool that you can use in challenging times. Now, when you fall back, if you notice that your knees tried to grab the bed corner as you fell back, that was not a trust fall. That was a trying to control the fall. Okay. And how do I know what this looks like? Through experience.
Right.
That means that you didn't really trust the bed that you lay in every single night was really going to be there, even though you just saw it 2 seconds ago before you turned around. And you want to get up and then breathe and literally trust and allow yourself to fall back and your legs to kick up.
Some of y'all can do it actually while you're on Sacred Space Sunday. So go ahead and try it. And then after the talk, we will make space to see if anybody else has tried it out. Yes, LOL, experience. Facts, absolutely. I'm the one that came up with it, and I hesitated. So to hesitate, we get it, but it's a matter. That's that first thought. Now, what are you going to do with the second thought? Are you going to go ahead? The 5 letters were to resist understanding, surrender totally, right? So are you going to go ahead and surrender totally? Would be the question. Okay. So Nee, I'm gonna jump off the screen, baby. Why don't you go ahead and bring us?
Awesome. So you heard me say in our opening prayer and meditation, acknowledging that it's rough out there, y'all. I mean, and life is always bringing something. And I don't know about, somebody just did it. I love it. Look for my phone. I love it. I see these phones, boy. We got to let them go. They got the control over our lives. I love that. So anyways, 2020 was a rough year for me. It was a rough year. In addition to Corona, there were lots of other things going on in my life that made 2020 a really rough year. And I think a lot of people can relate. But a lot of the seeds that I planted, not only in 2020, but in all of the years leading up to this wonderful 50th year of my life, are really sprouting so beautifully, even in this early season of 2021. And so, know some of us may be asking the question, how can we live that life of abundance that Naomi, you and Mark talk about all that time, a life of ease ease, which includes spiritual, mental, emotional, physical ease, all forms of health. In turbulent times, when your life's commitments, the challenges, the draws on your energy to support others all the time, all of these things that seem to constantly be coming at you and seem to require every bit of your energy and time. How, in the midst of that, do you still live this life of abundance and ease? Well, what I would say, friends and family, is you must choose to love yourself first and trust in the truth, truth with a capital T. Trust in the truth of your being. So what am I talking about? To understand what I'm talking about, we have to start with what I mean by truth of your being. What is the truth of of my being? What does that mean? Well, you may love this, you may not, because I'm going to throw it back at you. Each of us answers that question for ourselves. It is based on our personal faith. The truth of our being is based on your personal faith. And how do we define faith here at Sacred Space Sunday at the Niyah Center? Faith is an individual internal act of commitment to an ultimate truth. What is it that you believe in your heart, and you know you believe it in your heart because you feel it in your body is the ultimate truth. That ultimate truth goes by so many names. God, Jesus, Allah, the goddess, Mother, Oshun, the gods and spirits of our ancestors themselves. Or for you, truth may simply be the acknowledgement that you are alive. So the truth of your being as you defined it, that internal knowing through feeling and experience and embodiment of what is the ultimate reality, and how are you in relationship to that ultimate reality. Now, for me, I'm clear. I believe that I am created by a one energy, an immanent, transcendent omnipresence. Like I said, that goes by many names. That I am a manifestation of that one. That is real for me. I hear from it, not in words, but in vibrations that crystallize in words because it understands how I need to be communicated with. I believe it is here in my heart, in my body, in my spirit in a way that I don't understand. And I believe that it is simultaneously everywhere in every being and part of every creativity in a way that I don't understand. And my awareness of this truth, I could never put into words, though I have clumsily tried here today. And yet it is ultimate truth for me. It is the truth of my being. My relationship to it is like the drop of water in the ocean. I need you to visualize that, like the drop of water in the ocean. There is distinction, but no separation. Let me say that again. There is distinction, but no separation. I exist, live, move because it exists. This is my truth. You will need to define your truth for you. But I suggest define it you must. If you are looking for that abundance and ease in the midst of turbulence, you must know for you what is the truth of your being. Now, we move on because trusting the truth of your being goes beyond simply identifying that truth. It goes beyond knowing that truth. Trusting that truth is that complete commitment. That's that trust fall, right? That's that complete commitment. That's when your legs don't try to hold on to the edge of the bed. That's when you're not trying to think what's in the way and why should I not do this and make up barriers that aren't even there. A phone that's nowhere near the bed. That's trusting in the truth completely. Because when you understand and trust in truth completely, then we can get into this conversation about loving yourself first. Because you loving yourself first is a bold, decisive act of gratitude that honors and demonstrates that awareness of trust and truth. Because in loving yourself first, you are acknowledging who and what you are, the reality of who you are and what you're worth. Because if you are the drop of water in the ocean, then you are the ocean itself. So in loving yourself first, you are loving it. And that's everything. Loving yourself first means that you really get that you are the manifestation of your ancestors' dreams, that you are the manifestation of truth, that you have been created by the creator of all. Loving yourself means you get that with your whole being. And Still I Rise by Maya Angelou, she said, leaving behind the nights of terror, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Rising is loving yourself first. No, it's really hard and possibly not really possible to continue to rise through all of the muck that life can bring. Certainly not indefinitely without loving yourself first. You can get by. Before I get into that, I also want to read from what the Bible says on this. So I'm going to go over to 1 Corinthians 13. 1 Corinthians 13. And as always, I am reading from the New Revised Standard Version of the Bible, New Revised Standard Version, 1 Corinthians 13, should you be interested in following now or in the future. Maybe someone will put that in the chat for me. It reads, if I speak in the tongues of mortals and of angels, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away all my possessions, and if I hand over my body so that I may boast, hand over my body so that I may boast, you mean be so focused on aesthetics and the things that I buy and that cover my body and what I do to my body so that I may boast? But do not have love, I gain nothing. That's 1 through 4. I'm going to jump over 1 through 7. I'm going to jump over to 13. And now, faith, hope, and love abide. These three, and the greatest of these is love. So we talked about starting with faith. You've got to understand for you what is that ultimate truth. But faith alone is not sufficient. Love of yourself as a reflection of that ultimate commitment. So a lot of people use that passage in weddings. And certainly there is love of your neighbors, love of your family, love of your partner. But none of that love is true love if you don't love yourself first. It's not a sustainable love. And I submit that that is what is being offered to you here in 1 Corinthians. Now, that was a letter written by Paul. And Paul understood that his love for Jesus and his love of himself and his love of his message was all a reflection of his faith and his trust in the truth of his being as a disciple of Jesus. Because that is how Paul identified. So as I said, knowing the truth of my being, I must not only love others, I must love myself. And I submit it starts with loving yourself first. It is your divine duty to love yourself because you are the drop of water in the ocean. And to love the drop of water in the ocean is to love the ocean itself. To love the ocean is to love every drop. To love the drop of water in the ocean is to love the ocean, and to love the ocean is to love every drop. It is not inconsistent. Likewise, to disregard, distance, disparage, disrespect, subject to dis-ease the drop of water, that is me, that is you, by putting garbage into it every day, by ignoring the signs of overwhelm, distress, ignoring the request for a pause, for rest, by holding all the other drops of water as needing your attention, holding all the other drops of water as being the priority, as holding all the other drops of water as not being able to survive because they need your constant attention because only you, drop of water, can help the other drops of waters. And by simply forgetting that you are the droplet in the ocean, that is the most important droplet in the ocean. Because every droplet is the most important droplet. By doing any one of these things, a combination of things, you dishonor the entire ocean. Because again, you and the ocean are one. You and your ultimate truth, the divine, which I call God, we are one. Oneness. Distinction, but no separation. It is that separation, and when we forget the truth of our being and we forget to love ourselves first, that things begin to fall apart, that we don't trust that we can move through the difficult times, that we don't trust that that which we don't know is already taken care of. And that we actually don't need to know that answer today in this moment as we breathe this breath. That's a hard one from me, y'all. That's why the today's application is so important. But before I get to that, I remind you, we talked about this last time. February is American Heart Month. Heart disease was the number one killer of Americans pre-COVID. Now COVID is the number one killer of Americans. So if you need another reason to get that shot in the arm when your time comes, there it is. COVID is the number one killer of Americans, second only to heart disease. And if you think of the heart and the symbol of heart, put a heart in the chat, put a heart in the chat, put a heart in the chat, put a heart in the chat. That same heart, that same symbol, which is of love, there is no coincidence. When you don't love yourself first, you're subjecting yourself to heart disease. That's why loving yourself first is not selfish. It is a requirement. No coincidence that February is the heart month and the love month, right? And I get that loving yourself first is countercultural. It's certainly counter to what is acceptable to power-driven doctrinal interpretations of ancient texts that would say loving yourself first is wrong. Love something outside of yourself. How has that worked out? It's sometimes counter to what your family, your friends might think as an appropriate position. You love yourself first. Who are you? Everything, as are you. It's counter to what the culture may tell you because of your race, your gender, your ethnicity, your sexuality, your ability. Society will often tell you you can't love yourself first. You're not worthy. Not true. What's your best revenge in that? Love yourself first. So how do I remind myself to love myself first? Because I do have to remind myself. So I'm going to move on to the IAR. And Mark, if you can put that up for me. Insight plus application equals results. That is our formula for success in all things. Insight plus application equals results. So the insight for today, right, is to love yourself first as a revolutionary act of honor and gratitude and demonstration of your trust in the truth of your being. Again, loving yourself first, I would say, is a revolutionary act that honors and shows the gratitude that you have, the demonstration of your knowledge, and most importantly, your trust in the God of your being, the Allah of your being, the Jesus of your being, the goddess of your being, the Oshun of your being, the ancestors that flow through your veins of your being, the truth of your being. Now, what's the application? Make it a mantra. A mantra is something that you say repeatedly. It may be before, during, after prayer, before, during, or after meditation, before, during, or after your shower in the morning. I submit it, at least say it once to yourself before you go to bed at night when you first get up in the morning. But to help you out, I ask that we all say it right now. And feel free to fill in the name for truth of your being that works for you. But now repeat after me. I love myself first. I love myself first. I love myself first. I trust in the truth of my being. I trust in the truth of my being. I trust in the God of my being. I trust in the goddess of my being. I trust in the Jesus. Whatever it is, I love myself first and I trust in the truth of my being. Step 1, the mantra. Step 2, again, double application. Now make choices and take actions that prove this. Be the evidence that you love yourself first and trust in the truth of your being. Be the evidence. How do you be the evidence? Go to bed earlier so you can get more rest. Get up earlier so you have time to work out, pray, meditate. Lots of people get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and live life just okay and still get sleep. Is that Netflix show really more important than you? Set alarms during the day for 60-second, 30-second breathing breaks. There are plenty of apps that'll support you. Pop up little reminders with a little breathing app. It'll go through 4 rotations of how to breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Do that a couple of times during the day. Schedule your health appointments. When you go to one doctor and they say A, B, and C needs to be done, schedule it. And then when you schedule it, actually show up. Don't cancel. Loving yourself first means scheduling and attending your health appointments. Scheduling and attending your therapy appointments. Mental therapy, physical therapy, whatever it is. Schedule and attend all of your health appointments So that might be an appointment on the Peloton or appointment on the yoga mat. So schedule and attend all of your health appointments. And then make food choices that show you love your body. Yeah, I said it. But again, heart disease, diabetes, these comorbidities that they talk about for the number one killer, COVID, that run rampant in communities of color, are largely associated with the stress and the food that we eat. And there actually are ways that we can manage it. So the next time you put something in your mouth, ask yourself, is this a reflection of me loving myself first? If it is, enjoy it. And I'm really not judging that, and I'm not prescribing what that looks like. That's a different show. Loving yourself first is a sacred act. A sacred act. Act. It requires action. Because you're worth it. You're worthy. You are the drop of water in the ocean on a divine mission with gifts, talents, and purpose. It should therefore be non-negotiable that you honor the vessel of the gifts. I thank you. I love you. I send blessings to you all. I am a revolutionary. I love myself first, and I trust the truth of my being. Thank you.
Ooh, I am a revolutionary. I love myself first. I love that. Clip that, y'all. Clip that. Thank you, DJ C Sharp, for the bits. Thank you for the sub, Auntie. Auntie said this was a very inspiring message today. Very inspiring. Well, I just want to get back to this. There was so many clippable moments, so many clippable moments. Where is this one here with the distinction? Where is it at? Let me get that back.
There is a distinction.
Yeah, but no separation.
But no
Yeah.
separation.
Wow. I mean, powerful, powerful. We love to hear comments. Your thoughts on there. Yeah, thank you, Noreen. Yeah, thank you, Noreen. We appreciate you. We love you too as well, Ellie. Blessings right back. Yeah. And so,
this is where if you join us in the studio, we would bring you in to have your comments live. So remember Niyah Center at gmail.com. If you want to join the conversation live in the studio, just send us an email. And this is the point we would bring you in live so that you could share your feedback and wisdom, because you know, no one has a monopoly on wisdom. I sure don't. And so
right.
We want to hear your thoughts.
It wouldn't have to go to so many people if anybody had a monopoly on it, right? Hey, wisdom without understanding, that's just like great insight without application. Woo. Well, I love when I say catchy stuff.
Right. He wants y'all to clip that, y'all. Clip that.
Yeah, I mean, catchy, yeah. See,
look, Clarence, look, don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
You know, now you encourage some folks to do the trust fall. I'm curious. We want to hear from the folks. In a minute, we're gonna move into the after space. But before we do that, the after space is only gonna be on Twitch. We'll have some music. We'll have some open conversation. It'll only be on Twitch. Actually, most of the viewers right now are on Twitch now, so the Twitch following is growing.
Thank you.
If you're watching it in replay on YouTube, or you're watching the replay on Facebook, thank you as well. You know, we appreciate your support. We hope you got something today. We want to hear about the trust falls, right? That hopefully some folks have tried the trust fall. Duga, try it again. Duga 222, try it again. But sometimes we fail, but we get to try it again, right? Trust is an action word. Love is an action word. And so we want to get ready to move into prayer. Nee, is that right?
If there aren't any other comments, if
Yeah.
no more comments,
Yeah,
yes.
let's see. We'll take a moment to see if there are comments. We know there's a delay. So if you got comments, go ahead and put them in. We'll open up the space for comments before we close. If you got folks that you want to just put in the prayer request. Okay. Did it right to say.
Me too. It took me two as well, so I get
Hey,
it.
hey, that trust fall is no joke. Even now, I've done it from a tree before into a
Yes,
group of people,
yes, we both
and
have.
that was not easy, but it was freeing. You talk about freedom. There's a freedom that comes with trusting. And Naona, I think you hit it. The permission to love yourself first is just really profound, and that's an action. Like trusting is an action word, not a noun. Like
Yeah, and I mean, it's something. There's a something that a lot of people do is use these post-it notes. I call them stickies, but that's a colloquialism. But getting a sticky, putting it at your desk. If you're sitting at your desk all day on these Zooms, put a little sticky. I love myself first. I trust in the truth of my being. I have a little whiteboard in my bathroom that says it. I had some really important meetings this week. And before I went in them, again, I try to use all the tools, y'all. I'm out here. I'm a work in progress. I'm trying to flex these spiritual, tools and muscles every day, just like the rest of you. And so I had some big meetings over the last couple of weeks. And before I would go in them, I would do my Wonder Woman stance. Let's see, you
hold
can't
on,
really see
let's
me.
pull you out on the view. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, I do my Wonder Woman stance. I stand up and I say, I love myself first. I trust in the truth of my being. I love myself first. I trust in the truth of my being. And then I'm ready to go into my meeting. I feel powerful. It's good. Things are good. So yeah, try it. Do it. That's right, Cheryl. When you love yourself first, you have more to give to others. That's the only way that you can pour from. When you're pouring from that empty cup, that is when the stress comes. That's when resentment can sometimes come. That's where all the dis-ease comes, because things are out of order. They're in disorder. And so you got to get back. So that's how you regain order. That's how you regain ease. That's how you regain comfort, is to get the dis out of there.
Yeah, it's interesting. And Cheryl said, Ellie says that there's trust falls are real and full of freedom. And they are, even with because they require courage, right? And courage when in the face of not knowing, you're hoping, you're hoping that you're hoping that it's going to catch you, and it's just like when you think about doing the trust fall in the bed, you're hoping that how many times have you laid on that bed? How many times you know what I'm saying? And but you still gotta hope it's gonna catch you when you fall back. And so such it is with the universe. How many times has the universe provided? I was doing the walk today. Now we talked about the cold birds that she sees in the morning when we walk our dogs. And they out there, and the little bird was on the ledge of it's the fattest little bird. The bird is no bigger than my index finger, and this got to be fatter than it's fatter than I was 2 months ago. Right? It's just chubby. And it's so like the cold bird is taken care of, but I'm wondering if I'm gonna be taken care of. I mean, it's just interesting. So yeah. Go ahead, Naomi. So this mantra, tell us more about the Wonder Woman stance. You kind of went through it. Some people may have heard it before, but tell us about this superhero stance. What's with that?
I'm just reading this comment from Monty here. Thank you for the reminder. Love myself can also mean that what other people, the unloving critics, think about me is none of my business. Absolutely. It is what I think of myself that should be loving and true and mean the most. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that doesn't mean that we're not open to feedback. And again, we're all a work in progress. No one has a monopoly on wisdom, and we're constantly learning and growing. And that's part of why we have the Niyah Center and the Sacred Space Sunday, so that we can learn and grow together. And at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, you must trust the truth of your being. So you can take all that input, and certainly when it's coming from a place that is not of love, right? You want to be aware of that, call it what it is, and let it sit in its proper place, which is not in the conversation. and then take that conversation within and ultimately feel, hear, know with your body, with your heart, with your spirit, what does the truth of your being have to say on the matter? And I personally believe that that is the only true voice. Doesn't mean that you don't take in other voices. I talk to a lot of people. I get a lot of inputs. I believe that God helps those that help themselves, right? So I look to support myself with people that are smarter than me, been places I haven't been, have perspectives I don't have, and then take all of that in and then sit, be still, be quiet so that I can be aware of what the truth of my being has to say on the matter and then move. But thank you, Monty. Yes, there are a lot of people out there that don't have your best interest in mind. And there's a way to be with that without responding to that with equal hate or animus. But to simply know what it is, I like to call those prayer requests. That's a prayer request. Because they're over there in the dis. They're in the dis, right? And so, you know, when you're operating from this place, then you're looking to take from other people. That's belief in separation. Because if they knew the truth of their being, by attacking you, they would be clear they're only attacking themselves. If they understood. And clearly by operating the way they do, they don't understand. A prayer request, but that doesn't mean you have to be present and stay with what they're about. So, Mark?
Yeah, I think that's this whole trust that just continues to show up, and we want to get ready to send blessings of oneness, love, and joy to the universe. If you have a loved one, if it's yourself, put a name in the chat, right? Put their name in the chat, and we'll give a minute before we start because we know there's a delay and when you hear it and when we're actually saying it. But someone you want a prayer for, right? Thinking of prayer, do you want us to send a kind thought? Maybe they don't need anything in particular, but they just crossed your mind, right? Maybe they had a birthday, you want to celebrate them. Maybe maybe you're having a time. We call it just you're having a time, whatever kind of time that is. We're here in community, as we said. Our interfaith conversations are to light the path to individual and collective insight and action. Right. So, yeah, loving yourself, trusting the truth of who you are. Right. And the truth of who you are might be being a blessing to someone else right in this moment, being a blessing, having enough courage to say, I put my name in the chat. Put my name in the chat because I could use some support. I love myself enough to put my own name in there. I'm not embarrassed to say, yeah, send some blessings of oneness, love, and joy to me. So, because we know that if we're alive right in this moment, if you can breathe and you can take in air, that there's likely that you probably have experienced this thing called life. And in your experience of this thing called life, there's some times when you could use a little support. Because even though you know that bed is caught you every night, you're facing a moment you're wondering, is it really going to be there this time? Can I really depend on it? Can I count on it? And so in the moment, as I see the names coming in the chat, and I want to say thank you. As I look to breathe in gratitude, and I exhale complaint. As I look to breathe in trust, and I exhale doubt. As I look to breathe in courage, and I exhale fear. And I say thank you. Thank you, Angela, Skeet Davis, Paul Russell, Danny, Ariel, Geraldo, Alex, Charo, Alvin, Yasandi, Yaseli, Sam, Waskar, Claudia, Kimberly Center, Noreen, Nee-yah. I'm going to add my name to the list. Mark Christmas. Lord, I bring you to the altar right now. Because there's this thing called life that sometimes I just have a time with it, Lord. And I don't know what to do. And, you know, I get a phone call and the phone call gives me some news that it just is unsettling and I don't know where to go. And I want to trust you, Lord, but I got so much doubt and fear. I need some help. Send me a word of encouragement. Send me a message to let me know it's going to be all right. Send me a sign, Lord, that your grace that you extended to Meshach, Shadrach, and a bad Negro, right? And as they was getting ready to go into the fire, and as the story goes, because they wouldn't eat what the king commanded them to eat, they wouldn't change their belief in the all-knowing, the all-powerful, even though nobody else around them believed. Give me that kind of faith, Lord. Give me that kind of trust that even though I can feel the flames coming off the fire and the people that want to put me in it are even being burned by the flames, that I can go in and come out unscathed. See, I need that. I need somebody to hold me up. And Lord, so we bring those to the altars, Lord, that think that maybe they can't hold themselves up. We stand, we come, and we fall prostrate before you to say, please, send your divine love. Send your divine peace. The peace that passes all understanding. Love that conquers all. Lord, and the knowing that there's a drop in the ocean that I am is an important drop. And it's a necessary drop. And that I'm supported by all the other drops. And that's what makes us an ocean. And even though the ocean is within me, it is within us. And when we come together, the power that we are able to get in that creation, in that connection, in that oneness, in that love, in that truth of trusting of the being of who we are. And right now we trust in the being of who we are. We want to say thank you. Thank you for coming to Nee-yah, through Nee-yah, as her to us. Give us the courage to come through. Allow you to come through you, through us, as you to others. And in this truth of who we're being, we want to just say thank you. We look to move powerfully forward because we know that you've got us. We're going to just stand in front of that bed and we say, Lord, I trust you. I trust you with this situation I don't know. Lord, I trust you with this relationship. I trust you with this decision I got to make. I trust you with knowing that you care for me and love me like the little fat bird on my porch. I'm just going to fall back, surrender. I'm not going to lock my knees, Lord. I'm just going to fall back. I'm not going to hesitate, Lord. I'm just going to fall back because you got me. I know you got me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for your love, your truth, and your grace. Amen. Ashe, and so it is. Assalamu alaikum. I see some other names: Mavis, Kristen, Tracy, Crystal, Karen. Absolutely. Thank you, Corn Merchant, for tapping in to the live stream. The truth of your being. I love myself and the truth of my being. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know, you want to have any closing words before we move to the after space? Tell us how they can support the Niyah Center.
Sure. It's scrolling at the bottom of the stream. And so we thank you for your support. Your support certainly helps us in coming to you and bringing new programs and having the programs be better and more dynamic. And, you know, as we're able to move and come out into the community, that we can do that as well. And so we just thank you. We thank you for your support. We thank you for joining us. And so with that, we are going to move into this after space. The next Sacred Space Sunday is on March 7th. So if you have to leave us now, we hope that we will see you again on March 7th. But those of you who want to stay on for the certainly even more informal, but as informative after space, stay on. And with that, Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you so that I can go ahead and update the screen.
Hey, Ellie, thank you, amen, and thank you. Nikki, the trust ball complete, absolutely beautiful. Hey, y'all stay with us. If you're on Twitch, just stay with us. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, switch on over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Nee-yah Center. I'll put it up one more time. Right there, you can come on over. We're going to have the after space. We got some nice music for you and just some fun conversation, right? Some fun, open conversation. We opening up the space for the after space, y'all. The after space is coming to you right now. The after space is coming to you right now.